Hey, what's up, YouTube? It's the HiFi Brothers.
Yeah, and today we're going to talk about the Sonos Arc.
Let's get to it. All right, well, welcome to today's episode, everybody. So today we're going to talk about the Sonos Arc. I know it's been a long-awaited video for a lot of our subscribers out there. For those of you new to the channel, if you could please subscribe. That way you'd stay up to date with some of the videos we'll release. We do a lot of reviews on just hi-fi equipment. We do Sonos. So yeah, we've been putting this video off for a while now. But yeah, we finally came to it to bring you guys a pretty good review.
So yeah, Mon, you bought the Sonos Arc. Why don't you give everybody a backstory?
I absolutely love Sonos products. I've had them for a few years now. I have them all throughout my house. And I just kept purchasing more products. I finally pulled the trigger on the Sonos Playbar, which was one of their flagship soundbars at the time. And when I bought it, not even a year later, Sonos announced the Dolby Atmos version of their newest soundbar, which is the Sonos Arc. So I did a quick video about it, just a product announcement, and my reaction was I was just kind of skeptical about Dolby Atmos enabled soundbars. I'm not 100% sold on soundbars that have Dolby Atmos built in. Once the product was out and they were selling it, which was over the summer, then a lot of reviews came out, and a lot of reviewers said that the soundbar was, or the Arc was phenomenal. And so I was like, that's pretty awesome. But I wasn't so antsy to buy it yet. But I waited and waited, and then one day, my wife was saying, hey, I need you to go to Costco and get some peanut butter. 15 minutes later, I ended up buying the Sonos Arc. So I went from, spending just $8 to $800, and away we went.
All right, Amon, that's some pretty cool backstory. Why don't you get into some tech specs?
All right, sounds good.
This is a Sonos Arc. Basically, it's a Dolby Atmos soundbar. It features 11 Class D drivers. It supports Apple AirPlay 2 support. It also supports eARC and regular ARC, which is basically audio return channel. It does come with Wi-Fi audio, but it doesn't support no Bluetooth. It comes with a microphone for voice control for Alexa and Google. It also delivers a 5.0.2 system. Wait a second, bro. What's a 5.2.2 system?
Out of the box, when you plug it in, it'll actually deliver a 5.0.2 system. So that means that the side firing drivers are actually, they act as surround sounds during playback of Atmos content.
Huh. So when did you give us your experience since you had the product for like, what, 2 months?
Right away, it is everything it says it's going to do. So if you hook it up and you have Dolby Atmos content, you're gonna get that surround sound effect. So it definitely delivers on what it's capable of doing. The other thing too is that since it's a lot wider, you're going to get a lot better stereo separation. So that's another thing that you're going to notice when, especially if you're coming from an older product like I did, like the Playbar, or if you're coming from the Sonos Beam, you're going to definitely notice that the stereo is just a lot wider. So it's kind of nice that you have that. 5.1 content actually sounds a little better to me, and that's because of the codec within the software, and also with the Sonos Arc. It has Dolby Digital Plus 5.1. You're just getting higher quality audio playback. Aside from that, the only, I would say, the negatives experiences that I had, number one is the music playback. Feel like it could be better. The Playbar is better when it comes to 2.0 or just regular stereo playback. I feel like the Arc, for some reason, it just doesn't have the depth whenever you're playing music playback. That's the one thing that I noticed. So the other negative that I wanted to talk about, Ralph, is when I did Trueplay, for some reason, during Atmos only content, the bass was very, very muddy. When I disabled Trueplay, it was non-existent. I could push the volume halfway up, no issues. But once I enabled Trueplay, I would put it up maybe a third of the volume, and I can hear that wobbly effect, and it was really, really annoying to me. And then, one of our viewers reached out, and he said that, hey, the Sonos Arc is meant to be placed kind of towards the front of your media cabinet.
That's right.
Not towards the back. So I read up more about this, and Sonos recommends a couple things here. One, if you're going to mount it on the wall, you need to have about 4 or 5 inches of clearance between the bottom of your TV and where the Arc is. So if you have it too high, you're going to have some sound issues, especially when you're doing Trueplay.
Exactly.
For my configuration, where it sits on an actual media cabinet, the one thing they recommend is you need to have about 2 inches of clearance between your TV and the back part of the Sonos Arc. And I was like, ha.
Yeah.
I think this is the issue. So I pulled the Arc out a little bit, almost towards like the middle of the media cabinet. I reconfigured Trueplay, and guess what happened? Problem solved.
Nice. There you go.
All right, Ralph. So I had you come over because I wanted you to try to check this thing out.
Yeah.
Being that you have like a full home theater system, it just blows my stuff out of the water. I wanted to really get your opinion about the Sonos Arc. So what'd you think about it?
What I think about the Atmos Arc, it's a good system, for what you got. I mean, if you want something that's, just low profile, but it has the Atmos effect, you can subtly feel the Atmos coming across when that flare's, firing from left to right. You hear it, but it's not going to be very, very engaging like my system. I mean, it's there, but it's not like over impressed, like what my system can do. But it does sound pretty good. I'll give it that.
Yeah, I mean, we used that scene specifically, and we'll just do an overlay here so you can see what we're talking about. And you're like, this is the scene right here. You got to put your ear to the driver and see if it's coming out, and it did.
It did.
And the tricky part about my room that we did it in is that it has vaulted ceilings.
Yeah.
So it's not super flat. Now, if I had flat ceilings like you did, then I'm sure you'd probably get a better Atmos effect from the Arc. Because that's what the Sonos Arc is trying to do, right? With the side firing and the upward firing drivers, it's relying on bouncing the sound off of your environment.
Exactly.
That kind of comes back to you. So those are a lot of things that you need to consider whenever you're going out and buying this product.
All right, bro. Do you have any other recommendations for this?
If this is your first Sonos product, I would just say that have some patience with it. Make sure you really read up about what you're getting. Like we say in all our videos, whenever we do Sonos products shine whenever you buy more of their products. If you just buy one product, you're getting a good product, but you're going to benefit from buying more and more, because really the intention behind Sonos is the ecosystem, is being able to buy a product, putting it in a room, and connecting it so you can group it up, pair it, that way you have music playing all throughout your house, and you can configure that however you want. But if you just get one, you might just be disappointed after a while, especially since most of the products don't support Bluetooth. And that might come as a shocker for some of you that are buying it. If you're going from the Sonos Play Bar, make sure that you have a TV that's at least 2 years old. Because if you have an older TV, the native TV apps vary between app to app. So like for example, I have a TCL, a 6 series, and it's a 2018 TV. So it doesn't have EARC, which you would need that capability to get the true HD or true Atmos effect. But if you have regular ARC, you're going to be fine. You're going to get, they call it the compressed version of Atmos. So you'll still get the Atmos effect. It's just not going to give you the highest bandwidth possible for whenever you're listening to Atmos content. I don't know. I don't have anything to compare it to, so I could not give you if there's a huge difference or not between the two. But all I know is that the Atmos content definitely does sound great. But yeah, I mean, with my TV, I get Atmos content with Disney Plus, Amazon, Vudu, but it does not have it for Netflix. And this is kind of frustrating because Netflix says, oh, we have Atmos content on Roku. But then after I digged into more research and investigating, I found out that you need an external Roku device. So you need to get, you either need to get a Roku Ultra, that's an external device, or you have to get like another external device like an Apple TV or an NVIDIA Shield too. Yeah, that's kind of the only thing, and that's not really the Arc's fault. That's just more of the technological, I guess, inconsistencies between hardware. Other than that, I would definitely recommend the sub and getting some plays or even the ones as your surround sound system. Mm-hmm. But for the sake of time, I think we're going to save that for the next part of our video.
Absolutely. So make sure you like and subscribe and hit that notification button.
And as always, keep it hi-fi.